Hey YouTube, another video. Enjoying a quick lunch here. Maybe this will be a quick video, I don't know. But nobody watches these anyway, and these are more therapeutic than anything else at this point. One day I'd like to actually interact with people, but then again, I really don't. I wish I would just live in a world where YouTube and Instagram and shit and TikTok and all these things were just so, they were on the back burner of society. They weren't driving society. They were on the secondary whatever back burner. Something people did on like a rainy day rather than, you know, going outside is the new rainy day. Obviously, that's more of a metaphor, but yeah. Um, but yeah, this main video I just wanted to talk about is how pretty much everything now there is no value in. Um, you know, there's no value in the economy at all, and this coming crash is, it's not the fault of any one individual. I know a lot of people on the internet will blame like Biden, which is kind of a joke, but um, they're gonna, really what it comes down to is the everything's optimized. They know exactly how they want you to get a paycheck and immediately give every single piece of it back. Even things like hobbies should be cheaper. They're not. Everybody is, and this isn't like some conspiracy. This is just everybody's psychological obsession with never losing value. You know what I mean? The first example of where I first saw this was in like the retro video game market, which I was, this which is like a metaphor. It's almost a metaphor for the entire world economy at this point, or not a metaphor. Well, maybe that, but more of a microcosm where throughout the 2010s, and I know some people think only COVID has been prices have been ridiculous. No, retro video game prices have been ridiculous by 2011. Really, they were only just way more tolerable, but you were just seeing these year over year exponential growth. And when you look at it, you know, a lot of people will blame um, resellers and stuff, and like those people just kind of those are the ones who made everything go from bad to worse. People are just buying things and hoarding it, and then thinking I'll relist it in 10 years or 4 years or 6 months or whatever, and then try to double the price. And the question you have to ask is, if everybody is obsessed with every single purchase they make, it has to appreciate in value, right? That's the new trend you're seeing. Like nobody's buying things to like own them and use them and like having them. People are buying them to either A, resell them later in life, or B, show them off. And you can argue that showing things off has always been a part of human culture, American, even before the United States. But we're now reaching a point where it's literally almost every fucking thing you buy and do. And, to me, I'm not I never studied like a really significant economic theory, but, I've always been a firm believer that the definition of a bubble, in the stock market or whatever, in some assets or whatever, the definition of a bubble is when something is no longer being used for its intended purpose. So, for example, with retro video games, were people buying them and playing them? Well, historically, yes, I would say that was happening, but the bubble is, what at some point we will now have more people buying, hoarding, and just putting them on their shelves and kind of showing them off on an Instagram or YouTube video than actually playing them and enjoying them and talking about them and making videos about the games themselves. And when you reach the point where there's like more hoarders and show off people than there are people buying to play and talk about the games, which maybe we're not there yet, but we definitely weren't quite there in the 2010s, but I think in the 2020s, I think that has become the norm. And that's when I think the bubble really reaches its popping point. And the same thing goes with the rest of the economy. I mean, we're talking, everybody now says, "Oh, get rental properties." It's like, why? To show them off. Well, you'll get passive income. It's like, okay, well, you have your passive income, but now if everybody's doing this and showing off how much it's all about showing off their passive income rather than actually providing the rental properties. I mean, isn't there a problem there? I don't know if that bubble will burst or how the burst will happen or what it will mean, but it's just like everything now is made to basically show off on social media, and I think that is what I would call the zenith bubble. Maybe I'll call it that. The zenith bubble that we live in. Everything now is a bubble. There's no real value anywhere you go. Even things that are direct consumables like food. I mean, even that's kind of becoming about like, to show off on Instagram or something. Like, what do you call mukbangs? What do you call, all these foodie and Instagram foodie people or what? I mean, it's everywhere you go. And I don't think that the inflation of food is directly due to, in this case, I don't think it's directly due to, social media likes and retweets, but I think it still is kind of part of the point of the optics and optimization of everything that is just destroying everybody's happiness. I need to probably think a little bit more about this particular topic. I think I didn't word some of my sentences properly in this particular video, but I'm also kind of on a tighter schedule because I gotta, finish up food and then go back home and work. But yeah, I mean, it's just like everything now is made to, I gotta resell this. I gotta make sure it holds its value. I gotta make sure it gains value. It's like, when do people have fun anymore? Are people like this obsessed with the rat race? Are they this addicted to social media that they see other people getting X, Y, and Z, so they think they need to get X, Y, and Z when they don't realize so many people lie on these platforms? Anyway, best of luck. Just my thoughts. I'm out.